Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all doing great. So, more big news in the makeup world. The latest Urban Decay Naked palette has hit the... I was going to say hit the UK. I think the US has already had it. But it's not something that's been out for very long. Maximum 2 weeks maybe. It came out in the UK. Here it is, by the way. It came out in the UK a couple of days ago. And at the moment... it is only available in the Covent Garden store in central London or the Urban Decay store in Westfield shopping centre, which is one of the largest shopping centres in the UK, or in the London at least. And it just so happens to be 15 minutes from my house. So, duh, obviously went there straight after work that day and was like, hello. So, first things first, the packaging. Probably the best packaging so far out of all the Naked palettes. I have got all 3 of them, including one of the smaller Naked Basics palette and another Smoky palette, but I suppose that's not a Naked one or part of the Naked range. So this one is stunning. It's got a very strong, durable plastic case, and it's got a marble effect underneath, as you can see, and then obviously embossed on top is Naked Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette. And it looks like this. So it's got 12 shades ranging from warm to cool, but there are definitely more cool tone shades in this palette than anything else. Now, I have only used it twice so far, but generally across the board all the shades are very, very good, which is typically expected out of Urban Decay eyeshadows. Comes with a brush, usual kind of little fiddly little brush, which has got a fluffy brush on one end and then a more tapered pencil type brush on the other end. Now, the shadows themselves. All of them are excellent. I've swatched all of them on my hands. I've used quite a few of them so far. I will insert a picture of me using one of them at some point when I wore it yesterday. I am using it on my eyes today because I actually have done a makeup tutorial for you guys of a soft smoky eye makeup look by using this new shadow palette, and it is released in the UK nationwide in Debenhams and all other places on the 6th. So that's why I thought I'd do this review for you guys that live in the UK, or even if you don't live in the UK but you know it's coming out soon, or you've had your eye on it, or whether or not you're thinking about getting it and you're not sure. So I'm going to do a very quick swatches review for you guys. I've never had an issue with any of the Urban Decay eyeshadow, the Naked palettes in particular. I think they're all amazing. Urban Decay eyeshadows are very, 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 very pigmented, very soft and easy to blend. Some of the more glittery colours can be a little bit gritty, and some of the glitter can fall out sometimes, but you can kind of get past that because the quality of the product generally is still very, very good. So I'm going to start off with this first one here, which is called 13, my lucky number. It's a soft ivory matte shade, which I've been using as a brow bone highlight. This next one here is called Combust. This is like a pale mauvey taupey sort of shade. I've used this as an all over lid colour just to make the rest of my shadows blend better. But generally on my skin tone it comes up invisible on my eyelid pretty much. This one here is called Whiskey. And this is a cool toned dark ashy brown shade. This one here is called Password. And it is a matte slate grey sort of shade. All of these 3-4 shades are matte, and as far as I can see they are the only matte shadows in the palette. This one here is called Smolder, and this one is a very, very deep, dark, almost blackish purple, and when I actually wore it as my crease colour it almost showed up black. In the pictures that I've taken of wearing it, it doesn't look purple at all. But it is a shimmery sort of shade, which is why it has appeared a lot more smooth than the more matte shades, which always can come out slightly patchy. This one here is called Black Market, and this one is a deep dark black, again with more of a satin type finish. This one here is called Dagger, and this one is a dark silvery grey. This one here is called Slanted, and this one is a vibrant silver. Incredibly shimmery one here is called Armor. This one is like a taupey silver. There's a lot of fallout with the glitter from this. The glitter gets all over the place because I used it on my lid yesterday. But generally it is a very strong, very pigmented colour. Probably the most pigmented and shimmery one out of all of them. This one here is called Radar. And this one is a very bronzy colour, but it's very, very, very faint. It's not as strong as it appears in the pan. So this one might be good for everyday sort of looks, but you will have to pack it on quite a bit. This one here is called Dirty Sweet. It's a gorgeous sunny gold colour with a hint of bronze to it, and this is what I'm actually wearing on my eyelid today. Here it is. And then last but not least, this shade is called High, as in high in the sky, not hi, hello. And this one is an incredibly shimmery champagne ivory sort of colour. And that's what I've been using as a tear duct shade. So that's it. That is all of the Urban Decay Naked Smoky eyeshadows. As you can see, the majority of them are pretty good. There's one or two misses there. For me, in particular, is probably this bronzy one here, what was called Radar, because it doesn't show up so much. The matte shades are very, very good, but the satin shades are definitely more pigmented. You can see that on your hand, but I don't have any problem blending out the matte shadows themselves. But should you get it? That is the question. So if you've got the 3 other palettes like I have, I would not say that this is a must-have. There are so many dupeable shades in here that if you have got the other ones, you will most likely not need any of these because there are dupes across pretty much all of them. Now, me just being a makeup addict was obviously there the day it came out, so, you know, shame on me, but whatever. I'm just going to let you guys know that if you have got any of the other ones, I wouldn't say this is a must-have. Even if you don't have any of the other ones, I still wouldn't say that this is a must-have. This is a very, very cool tone palette. A lot of the time, it's going to be very difficult to come up with a variety of different looks. Yes, you can use black to smoke out quite a lot, but you're going to end up coming up with a lot of silver grey kind of looks most of the time. Even the brown in here, which is a matte brown, is cool toned as well. So it may be difficult. I would give this palette personally a 7 out of 10. I think that even though it is a smoky palette, they could have still come out with more than greys and blacks and brown. So I think that they could have maybe stepped it up a little bit in terms of that. But generally, I'm happy with this palette. I think it's quite nice. But I wouldn't consider it one of their best palettes. My favourite one is still the original Naked palette, #1, and then following that #2. #3 isn't the most great palette because all the colours are so similar. And then this one is just almost like an amalgamation, a mix of Naked palette 1 and 2. Because one is very warm tone, one is very cool tone. Here are the more warm tone shades on this end. So that's it. This retails in at £38, just to let you guys know. And yeah, so if you've got any more questions or you want to know anything else about this palette or my thoughts on it, feel free to ask me below. And other than that, follow me on social media, Instagram, where I post as soon as I get it. You can ask me questions immediately if you'd like to, or on Twitter, because I update those pretty much every day. And yeah, so if you've got any more questions, let me know. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.